Okay, I'm Chris.
I'm Gabby.
Welcome back. This is what are we doing?
We're talking about how we met.
Okay.
Remember?
Right.
Remember how we met?
Yeah.
We discussed it before this video. A couple big points in our life. But, so, it all started about 4 years ago. I got a job at Highway 9. Should probably block that out. But Chris was working there. Now, before we get started, I was a brunette when I started at Highway 9. Yes, we're going to talk about this. I was a brunette, and I worked about 2 weeks there, got my first paycheck, and I was in the mall, and I saw Chris there.
I did notice you,
You
when
did
I went
not.
when I was going to like the bathroom and stuff.
Thank
I
you.
did try to like look at her.
I'm a bathroom hotshot.
Look at her, notice her, wave. But what was she doing every time I came into the bathroom or go to the bathroom? Facing a book, reading.
Hey,
That's
hey,
why.
I'm smart.
Never noticed
I'm
me.
smart. And it was like 50 Shades of Grey, so sorry that I couldn't get my face out of it. It was amazing. Anyways, so we were in the mall. I was with my sister, and we were shopping, and we noticed Chris, so we went over to say hi, and Chris said hi to my sister. And
I was eating Subway, getting my lunch.
Good job. You remember that part?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you did. And then we said hi, and Chris looked at me, and I looked at Chris, and I was like, all right. And then I was like, well, I work with you, so maybe you should know me. But there was no acknowledgement that we worked together. So then, because I got my first paycheck, I dyed my hair blonde, because, you know, it's fun. And then, picture this. This one noticed me. Yeah, no, it was
Hey!
like, blonde. I like blondes, right? So we started talking and texting and texting and texting. And then you drove me home. Well, okay, so my boyfriend at the time, anyway, my boyfriend at the time was supposed to come out and visit, but I didn't know when. So this one's like, well, can I drive you home? I was like, well, okay. So you didn't drive me home. You drove me to a park at like 5 o'clock in the morning. And part of me was like, okay, well, I'm either going to get killed or this is going to be interesting. It turned out to be very interesting. We talked for 8 hours in a park, like a children's park. People probably thought we were creepers.
Cops actually passed the park.
They looked at us, and then they circled back. We're like, okay, well, let's go to the store and get some drinks so they're not like, well, these people have been sitting there forever. So we went to the store, and this one was in crutches at the time. We went to the store, and some guy asked for
I couldn't even walk. I was like trying to hobble my ass in just to get there. And if I was overweight, so like 200 pounds, trying to get into a store sweating, like it was horrible.
Yeah.
And then this one.
Oh,
no, I had to pee. That's what it was. I went to the bathroom.
Went to the bathroom, and some guy asked for my phone number, and I looked back, and this one had a look of death on his face. Like, if looks could kill, it would kill. So I took the phone number, because I, didn't want to be like that person. So I took it out, and I threw it out, but this one thought I kept it, and got all mad and stuff. Like, who was that? And I was like, well, I don't know, some guy. Well, do you know him? No, I don't. Well, are you going to call him? I'm like, yeah, definitely. We're going to meet up in the park later, and,
But then your boyfriend showed up later, and we didn't believe it, because we were still hanging out.
Oh, yeah, I asked him to prove the color of the carpets at the house so that I would know, and he got them right. So then we had to, like, quickly drive home. So then we broke up. I broke up with him the next day.
No.
Well, a couple days later, because we weren't sure if this was going to happen or if this was just, we clicked and that's it. Like, we weren't sure if we wanted to take it any farther. And then we were at work texting, and Chris asked, what do you want out of this? I was like, well, your money, first of all.
I'm pretty blunt.
Yeah, very blunt. And I said, well, I want this to go somewhere. Like, where do you want it to go, right? Well, I want it to go somewhere. So we parted ways with our others, and we got together, and we talked about it, and Chris was like, I don't define myself as a lesbian. It's not something I'm into. I'm not into that.
Nothing against them.
No, it's just not who you are, and
tried it, was labeled a lesbian, never really liked it, but long before transgender, thought that was the end of the line until finding out that there is something else that's not just lesbians.
And Chris, well, if people look at us now, they think we're lesbians because they don't know the true story. And it's hard to explain to people that no, like, even though right now there's two females in a relationship, it's not how we define each other. We're in a straight relationship. Chris is a male, I'm female, and that's how we like it. Like, it's not like I'm like, oh, girl, yeah, hey, right? No, it's not. I don't care about gender. Gender isn't anything to me, right? Like, I tell people, if I fall in love with a frying pan, I'm gonna fall in love with a frying pan, right? Like, it doesn't matter what it is, who you are, what you want to be. It's I fell in love with a person. Like, I fell in love with who Chris was and who Chris wasn't afraid to be, and it's shown me a lot in my life to be stronger. Like,
And together.
well, yeah, we're stronger together because we're us, right? But then Chris told me that he was transgender and what was going to come out of that, and I was all for it. And I was like, what? You could get that? Right? You could get a penis?
And I mean, ever since then, I was waiting. I was waiting on my waiting list, right, to see the doctor.
When we got together, you were on the waiting list for 3 years before that.
Yeah.
And then when we got together, we talked about it, and Chris was like, well, I just made a phone call. We never got really far. So then we got into it. We got calling people. We were looking up things,
And
following people on YouTube, trying to find out, who in Canada has the best doctor and who's able to do this. And we were lucky enough to get a call back, like, a month after we started looking.
Yeah.
And Chris got the ball rolling.
And
Rolling.
yeah. And ever since then, Gabby's come to all my appointments, anything that's had to do with us traveling to Edmonton on our road trips. But she's
those road
come.
trips.
Yeah.
Some days are good.
Yeah.
Some days we get lost, and the radio goes right down, and the tension gets high.
But other than that, we've done everything together from pretty much day one and still. So it's cool to have someone that you love and someone that you're with to actually go through it with you.
And I know if it was reversed, you would be right there. Well, right?
Well, hopefully you're not turning any transgender anytime
I might
soon.
be.
But.
It's very interesting. Right? And it's become part of our life. Like, my family accepts it. Like, my mom is super, super religious too. Like, I'm pretty sure she's besties with Jesus. Right? She's right up there. And she's accepting of it. Like, she was a little at first because she didn't understand what it meant, right?
Yeah.
And then once my mom met Chris and got to see certain parts of Chris's life that you've gone through and you've talked to her about, she's accepted it. My family accepted it. There's, it's not, oh my gosh, transgender now. It's just like, meh, good job, Chris. Like, right? Not that it's not a big deal, but it's just not, they're not worried, I guess.
No, like, because we were worried because Gabby has quite a big family. She actually speaks to all her family and everything, so it's different to explain all that and have to explain it to everyone in your family. I didn't really have to do a lot of explaining in my side of my life. Didn't really go well with my family, my foster family, so we don't talk anymore. But for my blood family, my sister, it went great. She always, originally she thought I was gay, so I grew up gay, so that was no shock to her. And then to tell her transgender, that was no shock to her either. She always considered me as her brother, younger brother, because my sister's 2 years older than me. But for that, I mean, to walk out and still have my sister on my side was wonderful, and to have Gabby's family and everything made it all better. Yeah. Other than that,
Man, you make me cry.
other than that,
My
yeah.
makeup's on fleek. Do not ruin it.
But it's a good journey so far, and that's pretty much how we met. We're still together. We've been together how long?
There's more to how we met, and you know that. Just YouTube people aren't privy to that information yet. But, like every relationship, there's struggles. There definitely is. I'm not going to lie. There's days where it's like, what? You want to do what? We're going where? Right? But at the end of the day, it's all about if you love someone that much, you're willing to go the distance to make their dreams come true. Like, I would do anything to make sure Chris got this. Like, money is no option. Well, it's an issue, but I mean, we work with it. We do what we have to do. We cut out what we can cut out just to make this happen. And it's something that it's exciting to both of us. It's something new to the relationship. Like, we walk in and Chris is going to be a different person. And what?
I don't know. You're almost going to be out of time, I think.
Well, how rude. It cut me off. Okay, anyway.
We can always do another episode.
We love each other. And watch our videos. Yeah. Watch them. We're funny.
Subscribe. We're going to make some more together along the way. We're still new and everything. If you got something that you want to know about or in our life or anything,
feel free to ask. We're very open. It's not, oh my gosh, the dog's on the table. One second. Get down.
We'll definitely answer back. We'll make a video. If you got any more questions or you want to know, post them up. We'll answer you right back. And other than that, this is the one that's crawling on the table.
You can't see him because he's black and he blends in with everything. But
what kind of dog is he?
Well, I call him a pug shit, but he's a Shih Tzu and a pug. And his name is Mustachio.
Some people call him, what is the Star Wars?
Ewok or...
An Ewok.
Chewbacca.
Chewbacca. We're going to shave him today down. So Gabby, because I don't. The last time I shaved him when Gabby was gone, what did I do? I left him with bald spots.
Chris shave anything. Yeah. Anything.
Like
there was like...
Struts!
Yeah, he was a mess. Little did I know, don't leave scissors, razors, anything near Chris and the dog.
Stop. But other than that, subscribe, hit us up.
Bye,
Bye guys.